Hey guys, welcome to my living room. I'm Jameson and this is how I cook. I'm taking a much needed break and I am going to show you guys something I've never showed anybody else. I'm going to show you guys my very first cooking tutorial I ever recorded and uploaded to YouTube. So up next, how I still make ribs after all these years. Y'all have a happy Memorial Day weekend.
I know why you're here. You want your ribs to look like these. Stay tuned to find out how I did it. When barbecuing pork ribs, you have two types of ribs you can choose from. You have baby back ribs, and you have, in this case, pork spare ribs. These spare ribs are St. Louis style cut spare ribs because the brisket portion has been removed from the spare ribs. These are going to be delicious in the smoker because they are going to have great flavor from all of the collagen and the connective tissue that melts and dissolves when we actually cook this at a low temperature in the smoker. The first step in cooking spare ribs is to rinse the ribs off and to pat them dry so that the seasoning will adhere to them. Also, we need to remove the membrane on the back. The membrane is this tough tissue that sort of encases the backbone of the rib. And this is one of the common mistakes that people make when cooking spare ribs is that they leave the membrane on and they don't remove it. So to remove the membrane, you can get you a small knife, and on the back side of the rib, you want to come right underneath the membrane, between the membrane and the rib bone, just like I'm doing here. And you begin to lift up so that you can get some space between the membrane and the bone. And once you have that space, you're able to put your finger underneath the membrane and begin to peel it off the back of the rib. It's really easy. See how I'm getting my finger underneath the membrane, between the membrane and the bone? Once you have a good grip, you just take it and peel it off. Now that we've got the membrane removed, we're actually ready to season the ribs. So I like to start on the back side of the spare ribs, and I have my seasoning rub prepared. It is a rub that I get from one of the big box stores, and I mix it with another rub. So it's somewhat of a concoction, but I can tell you exactly what's in it in the description below. And I just start by generously applying the rub to the back of the ribs, and I just work it in with my hands. In this video, I'm using my bare hands to do it, but obviously you can use a pair of rubber gloves to do it also, to keep your hands from smelling like seasoning. So that side looks pretty good. Now that we're finished seasoning the ribs on the back side, what I want to do is pick the ribs up, and you see that I have some seasoning on my cutting board. I'm going to take the ribs and actually collect the rest of that seasoning on the side of the ribs that haven't been seasoned. That way I don't lose any rub, and I can already kind of get a head start on seasoning the other side of the ribs. Now we take the rest of our rub and begin to apply it to the rest of the ribs. The reason I'm using a bowl is so that I don't contaminate the rest of the rub I have in my master container. So I pour out a portion in the bowl, that way none of the other rub will get cross-contaminated with the raw meat. Here we're just putting on the finishing touches on this other side of the ribs with the seasoning. One of the best things about using a rub is that you get to actually feel how much seasoning you're putting on the meat, and it gives you a sense of exactly how seasoned your food is going to be once it gets done cooking. At this point, what we want to do is make sure that we cover this part of the rib as well with more seasoning, because that's also a flavorful piece of the rib. When people are eating your ribs, they're going to taste all of the different parts of the rib, and you don't want any of it cooked without seasoning. Yeah, we want to make sure that we apply some rub to the other side of the ribs as well on the edges. And that right there is how I season my St. Louis style spare ribs. It's really easy, it's really quick, and these are going to be delicious once they come out of the smoker.
All right, so this is what the ribs look like after being in the refrigerator, seasoned and marinating overnight. And I'm gonna zoom in here and give you guys a shot to see what these bad boys look like. These are going to be delicious. Okay, this is my char griller pellet smoker. This makes barbecuing super easy and straightforward and approachable for everybody. I did a few modifications to it. So the little netting that you see there over the smokestack, that's to keep critters out of the smoker. But this is awesome, right? So you've got this nice box here on the side that holds all of the pellets that the cooker uses. What's cool about this is these are compressed wood chips, or sawdust, and they turn them into these small pellets that the auger feeds into the firebox in here. And what's even cooler is that I can control the temperature of all of this from right here on the side. I set my temperature and it gives me exactly the cook temperature that I want. Right now I've got it set to 250 because I just started the smoker, and it will get up to 250, hover right around there for the entire cook if I leave it. All right, so I adjusted my smoker to 275. This is what the ribs look like after smoking for 2 hours. So at 275, we're gonna cook them for another 2 hours, maybe another 2.5 hours, and then we're gonna finish them with some sauce, and that's gonna get them. All right, guys, so we're at the end of the cook. Let's see what we've got in here. Oh man. Those are perfect. Perfect. We're 4 hours into our cook. At the 3.5 hour mark, I actually turned the temperature down from 275 down to 180 because I didn't want to burn the ribs. And they were already done. Once you see that bone poke out from underneath the rib, you know they're ready.
So here's the almost finished product. If I were just eating these ribs, I would eat them just the way they are right now. But I'm giving these ribs to someone, so I'm gonna actually glaze them with barbecue sauce. Personally, I don't prefer barbecue sauce on my barbecue. I like all of my meat without the sauce because I feel like if it's good barbecue, you should be able to taste the meat without the sauce. You don't need the sauce to dress it up. So the only thing I've got to do now is I need to carve up these ribs. So we flip them over, and I'm going to take my knife and cut in between the bones so that I can carve up the ribs and prepare them to be glazed in the oven. I'm going to cut them up, transfer them to a cooking pan, and put barbecue sauce on them so that they can glaze and finish in the oven. You can already see how tender those ribs are when I cut them with a knife. Look at that rib. It's beautiful. It's an amazing rib. See the smoke ring? You haven't barbecued your ribs and smoked them unless you see a smoke ring. Don't eat ribs unless you see the smoke ring. All right, so let's put the ribs on to this baking sheet. And then what we're gonna do is spread on the barbecue sauce. Now that we've got the ribs in place, I'm going to baste them with my basting brush using Sweet Baby Ray's hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce. I've got to admit, this is the best part about finishing your barbecue. and finishing your ribs. Even though I don't like sauce on my meat, I gotta admit, these are a work of art. The only thing left to do is to put these in the oven at about 200 degrees, and we're gonna let them stay in there until the sauce becomes sticky and tacky to the touch. Here's the final product. These are my St. Louis style spare ribs, glazed with sweet baby rays, hickory, and brown sugar barbecue sauce.